October 2022, Bank of Canada launched its sixth interest rate raise this year. Has Toronto real estate market continued its plummeting? How did sellers and buyers react? Which cities around the GTA are still sliding down or rebounding? Hi, I am Pris Han. I'm your real estate broker in the Greater Toronto area. Today, let's take a look together at the newly available Toronto Real Estate Board October Market Watch Report. Before I start, I want to take this chance to make a small announcement. So my name is Priscilla. I took this name from a Hong Kongese singer back when I was in university. She's really cute and she sings really well. So I thought her English name is quite unique and I named after her. If I knew one day I was going to become a realtor, I would have called myself Amy. A short name like that is easy to remember, easy to pronounce. But right now, lots of my clients cannot pronounce my name correctly. So I decided to shorten my name. So starting from today, you can call me Pris. And my team will be Team Pris Han Realty. Okay, let's get into the data. So like in the previous months, I used two graphs. The one on the left is the observation period, October, and the smaller one is one more month ahead in September. So when we compare these two, we get to see months over months change. We study 5 parameters. Under each of these, you will see a white number. This is the year-over-year percentage change. Okay, let's first take a look at the average sold price across the whole GTA. And this number arrived 1.089 million. This is a close to 3,000 increase from last month's 1.086 million in September. And that is a 0.2% increase. Although this is a very mild change, but please do note this is the third month the market steadily but gradually coming back. So ever since March interest rate raise, market drastically declined until July, but then it stopped at August. So from August, September, October, this is the third month, we come back to 1.089 million. Once again, I think more than the range of its rebound, it's more important for us to notice this trend. Okay, then let's take a look at the transaction volume. The market remained very inactive. In the whole October, the GTA only sold less than 5,000 properties. This is half of the value in last October. And even comparing with September, this is still a decline. This shows that buyers and sellers, they don't agree with each other. So the sellers are thinking that if by waiting, the price probably can drop further, but the seller, they would rather not to sell to lower the price. So we don't know how long this status is going to last because it has been like this for quite some time. The market remained inactive for a quite period of time. Because of the inactiveness, the total active listing, the number of available properties for sale is large number. This in October, it reached over 13,000. You can see it's close to 70% increase than last year. So that is 2.6 months inventory, as you can see here, shows that by using current selling speed, it will take 2.6 months to deplete all the inventory in the market. That means it's a strong buyer's market, carrying on last month's 2.7 months inventory. So the buyers can really take their time, no pressure to choose whatever they like. Another interesting matrix we want to take a look at new listing. In last video, I mentioned that starting from interest rate raise, the price declined drastically. However, there's no sign showing that there's more than usual properties are being taken out by the seller and put into the market, and it shows that they're panicking or they try to get rid of their property. No, in fact, starting from September last month, we see that the new listing actually are dropping comparing with same period last year, and this month it shows the same trend. So once again, the sellers are not panicking. Actually, they are taking a step back by holding their properties and not sell at the price they redeem unfriendly. Last metrics is average days on market. Right now it's 21 days, 2 days shorter than last month's 23. So if we take the period observation period long enough, you will see 21 is about the average. However, this is almost three-folds of what we saw back in the end of last year and early this year when we saw there's 7-8 days on market. So GTA is a big area composed of quite a few of cities, but each city performed differently. Let's first take City of Toronto as an example. Except for condo apartment, almost all property types had an increase. Take a freehold townhouse as an example. Last month was 1.19 million and this month went back to 1.28. It's quite visible. Condo Toronto, seemingly it dropped 30,000, but that is because actually September had a 30,000 increase from October. So if we observe from August to October, we see that's quite a stable price line. I also picked a couple cities and I'll show you their performance in the second part of this video. All right, let's get into more data. The first set of numbers I want to show you is sales volume by months for the past few years, starting with 2019. So that's the year before COVID hits. We use this as a benchmark. So afterwards, the market goes up and down due to lockdown or due to very low interest rate. But I think if you observe, you will see a lot of times the transaction volume varies from 8,000 to 11,000 properties sold in a month, right? That is the medium or the mean, although despite the fluctuation. However, 2022, this is the transaction volume by months we're looking at. So you can see for quite some time now, the market is really inactive, around 5,000 only. So that means like no buyer wants to buy and no seller wants to sell. Both forces are still trying to observe longer, hence the inactiveness. And then another matrix I want to adopt here is sales to new listing ratio. I used this concept in previous video because this is a very good index. We can see if we're in the buyer's market or the seller's market. It used the sales volume divided by the new listings coming to the market in a given month. When the number is between 60% to 40%, we consider that market as a balanced market. If it's above 60%, either it's because the sales is really fast or there's lacking of new listings coming to the market. So it's a seller's market. When it's below 40%, we can either consider it as the sales is slow or lots of new listings coming to the market. There's a lot of inventory for the buyers to choose from. So it would consider it as buyer's market. All right, so this is the graph we are seeing starting from January 2019 until now. So again, this is up and down, and we all know for quite some time, especially from this area after COVID, when the interest rate is really low, you see that for quite some time, we remain at seller's market and even strong seller's market. But the situation changes ever since the March interest rate raise this year. It keeps going down, and when it's around March, it came back down to balance the market. It's no longer seller's market. And the decline continues until May. And actually in May, we are no longer in balanced market. We come back to buyer's market because there's not enough people buying. It remained at buyer's market for a couple months until July. You can see here, April, May, June, July, they are all buyer's market. But then in August, the SNLR actually went back above 40%. This is actually aligned with the market pricing because if you remember, I mentioned that starting from August, the market price stopped dropping. Actually, August, September, October, all 3 months, we have a mild moderate increase, month-over-month increase. So it also showed here because the SNLR is no longer below 40%. It's above 40%, but below 60%. So we are now in balanced market. It's no longer buyer's market. Okay, so GTA is a big area. It has a lot of cities, and each cities, they also behave differently. So let's take a look at the housing price by market. I choose 3 cities, Richmond Hill, Markham from York region, and the Mississauga from Peel. The blue line is overall GTA's performance. And the observation period again is from January 2019 up until now. I think if you look at the line, you will agree with me, although there's a seasonality or some special cases and then it goes up and down, but the overall trend in GTA keeps going up until March this year. All these four areas hit their peak in February, March. So for example, for GTA, the peak was 1.334 million. Richmond Hill, 1.62 million. Markham, 1.56 million. Mississauga is lower than average at 1.22 million. So how much have we declined over our peak price? So here you go. The average GTA is 18%. And actually these four cities up until now, it's about the same. It's ranged from 17.7 to 19.2. What I want to point out is, although in the past 6 months, the range is about the same, but in between, it's quite different. For example, if you look at Mississauga, the decline was quite moderate for the first 4 months. And at that time, Markham and Richmond Hill dropped quite drastically. However, they each adjust their trend, because if you look at Mississauga for the past 2 months, all of a sudden the decline became steep. And then contrarily in Markham, it bounced back both in August and October, right? So I take this chart, I want to tell you, of course, everybody is looking at the general market, but for individual buyer or seller, you are more focused on specific property type or certain neighborhood, right? So just find your agent and talk specifically for your area. You probably will get some information that's different than the general market. So if you have any recent purchase or sell plan, please feel welcome to talk to us. We'll cater the strategy just for you. See you in next video. Bye-bye.